What is going on, everybody? It is Monday, February the 1st, and this is my news radar. So one of the questions I get asked more than literally any other question going back to the launch of Surface Duo is, what have you heard, what have you seen, what have you read regarding a release in the UK of Surface Duo? And unfortunately, we really hadn't heard a whole lot. We knew at the end of 2020 there was an announcement saying, hey, Surface Duo will be launching in the UK coming very soon in the early part of 2021, but we didn't have any kind of real date or anything firm to go off of. Then we started seeing listings popping up on retailers online from the UK. So this indicated this is happening sooner than later, but again, breadcrumbs really was all that we were getting. Well, if you do some digging on Twitter, sometimes you can stumble onto some things. And I've stumbled onto something small that maybe to put a pin in and see if this is actually true as more time goes on. So Zach Bowden is a guy that writes for Windows Central. He's an insider when it comes to Microsoft, Surface Duo, so forth and so on. So this guy, the Portland Arms, tweeted at him a couple of things. First off, that one listing showed an 8 gigabyte model. It looks like that was probably just an error in the listing. Zach says, I'm told there's no 8 gigabyte RAM model. This person said, that's a shame. You have an inkling when it'll be available in the UK. Zach says it goes on sale February 18th, last I heard. So that is very, very soon. That's a little more than 2 weeks, not quite 3 weeks away. So if you're in the UK, perhaps February 18th is what we're looking at. And this does make sense, again, considering that they did indicate it would be the early part of 2021, and we are seeing those listings popping up, which means that these retailers have gotten notification, hey, we're about to be sending these things out. So 18th looks to be when you're going to be able to see the Surface Duo released in the UK. So now let's talk about the Your Phone app for Windows. If you don't know what Your Phone does, is it allows you to do all kinds of nifty things where you access your Android phone on your Windows PC. You can do everything from answer text messages, answer phone calls, look at your photos, and even on some devices, you can run Android apps in a little window. Now, with something like the Surface Duo, unfortunately, all you can do is mirror your screen. It is something I use quite a bit to make videos with. I mirror my Duo over here so that I can record it. But strangely enough, on Samsung devices, you can actually run a straight-up Android app in a window. And you see in this image here, you have a list of apps available. You click on one, it pops up in a little window, and you're running that app on your computer. Obviously, it's running on your Samsung phone and then streaming there, but it's something that does work. Well, now an update is going to allow you to run multiple Android apps at once using your phone. So your phone can basically be sitting there plugged in charging, and you can be running multiple Android apps at once from your phone to your Windows 10 computer, essentially allowing you to just have Android app compatibility in a more unlocked way on your Windows 10 PC. And obviously, if you're a Surface Duo user, the thing that's most annoying to you about that is that this feature is not available on the Surface Duo. Microsoft, how in the hell is this feature not available on the device that you actually make? For the life of me, I cannot understand what they are thinking when it comes to this. If this is some kind of exclusivity deal that they sign with Samsung, and they don't think that Surface Duo users care, but we do. It sucks, and it's a bad look. It looks like you're not really supporting your Surface Duo. It looks like you're preoccupied doing other things, which is not a good look, especially when your Duo has launched with so many minor problems that add up to a big heaping pile of problems, and you seem to be unable to, fix those problems. Now, one thing here that might answer some of this, Microsoft mentions you need to run Android 11 to enable multi-app support. However, single app support's been a thing on Samsung phones before Android 11 rolled out. So can we at least have single app support on the phone that you make with the software that you make on your operating system? Can we have that? As of right now, the only devices that can do this are as followed, and they all say Samsung Galaxy beforehand, which, look, I don't mind that Samsung has it. It's just weird that the Surface Duo doesn't. It's a bad look. I would love to know what you guys think about this Surface Duo being left out in the cold. Is this a feature that you would use? I kind of think it might be a feature I might be tempted to use. In my mind, there's a lot of things I can think of that might be cool. I actually do use the Messages for Web interface for Google Messages, which is just a web browser that you can install as a PWA. I'm tempted to say, well, how about I just run the messaging app on my phone in a little window that I can just stick over there on the side, or something like that. Or things like Instagram don't work well at all on your computer. I think that there's many different ways you could go about using this. Even something like the Robinhood app, if you're still using something like that, might be cool to have running in the Android version there. There's a few features, and of course games are an obvious thing. I'd love to know how games work streaming from your phone in that manner. So let's close things up with one of the weirdest news stories I've seen in a long time. Wireless charging is something that we have obviously had for a while. You take your phone, put it on a pad, and it starts charging. Well, how about wireless charging at a distance? Not to be confused with spooky action at a distance, which is like a quantum physics thing. That's not what's happening here. What this is a really weird thing from Xiaomi called Air Charge. You've got this big old box that looks like a mini fridge, and it's going to fire lasers at your hand where your phone is. No, it's not lasers. It's going to basically track where your phone is in real three-dimensional space and then fire a beam of charge into your phone. Now, mention here, multiple devices can be charged at 5 watts at a time, so that's not really fast at all. 5 watts is actually really slow, but the idea that you could just walk into a room and drop your phone on a table somewhere and not have to think about it, and this mini fridge is going to go and find your phone and shoot lasers at it and start charging it, is pretty interesting. It says it will also work with smartwatches, fitness bracelets, phones. So Xiaomi says here the core technology of Xiaomi's remote charging lies in space positioning and energy transmission. This is some Tesla shit. Xiaomi's self-developed isolated charging pile has 5-phase interference antennas built in, which can accurately detect the location of a smartphone. A phase control array composed of 144 antennas transmits millimeter-wide waves directly to the phone through beam forming. On the smartphone side, Xiaomi has developed a miniaturized antenna array with built-in beacon antenna and a receiving array. So you would have to have actual hardware built in for this to work. You can't just do this with any old phone. Beacon antenna broadcasts position information with low power consumption. The receiving antenna array, composed of 14 antennas, converts the millimeter wave signal emitted by the charging pile into electric energy through the rectifier circuit to turn the Sci-Fi charging experience into reality. So look, there's a lot going on there. I mean, obviously this is a very highly proprietary technology that you'd have to buy in all together with. But like I said, there's a lot to think about here. For one thing, this thing is huge. For two, it's probably going to be very expensive if they even ever release it. Xiaomi has announced a lot of things like the Xiaomi Mi Mix Alpha. They showed off a phone that was like a tablet. It would fold over twice like that. That never got released. So will this thing ever exist? Who knows? What will it cost? Probably a lot. 5-watt charging is not very fast, but at the end of the day, this is probably what's going to happen in the future. In 5 years, 10 years, whatever, probably going to be pretty commonplace to be charging your phone wirelessly like this. But for now, it does sound like science fiction nonsense, but it's pretty damn cool that it's actually a thing that is functioning. So guys, that is all I have for you on this News Radar. Stay tuned for the next edition, which will come this coming Wednesday, as I do release one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So like I said, stay tuned for that, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.